There has been a considerable history of people who did very well in films, very talented people, who were very popular, who were admired for some the roles they played, for the character or whatever, who entered politics. Some succeeded big time, others flopped. Let's not go into names. But what are the have you learnt can you draw any conclusions from this fairly significant body of experience in Tamil Nadu? And also, if you want, Andhra Pradesh, by extension.
There's a lot to learn. I mean, there are 1,001 ways of how not to do it. Yeah. But like what I pursue is a dangerous strategy, and they cannot afford it. My weapon is very sharp. I intend to be very honest. And that is something they cannot, the astra to challenge mine, they don't have. It is nothing new that I'm saying. They asked Gandhiji, what is going to be your political strategy? He said, honesty. I sort of diluted it a little more for my understanding. So that is what our party is all about. When you said you placed yourself, I've placed myself in a position of pride. I am the platform. So stand on me and implement the ideas. So it's not a mean position. It's a great position. And that's how I see myself as. And that's why my party will be led by leaders, not by me.
Now, I know you well enough to say that when you come to a conclusion, you will stay with it, regardless. You will be very stubborn. It'll be hard for you to pull back. But then you must have advisors who will always caution, be cautious, don't go this is the perception, that's the perception. So moderate your views.
All my successful films that I have produced in Raj Kamal were first vetoed by my advisors. Yes. But later on, I had to argue. The more I argue and try to convince them, I become convinced. It's not stubbornness. It's a question of strengthening yourself with repetitive action. Your muscle becomes stronger. Your mental strength increases. And that's what I did. There were naysayers. Even to start a party, there were negative things. In the party, there'll be negative. But finally, we all, trying to convince them, also convinces me, which gives me great strength. And my strength sort of permeates and becomes infectious.
In film, so in politics. Yes?
Yes, that's what I'm about. The second simile was about my political party, our political party. And I enjoy it a little more than films, which, to my surprise, even my film fraternity is quite surprised that
yes, and you'll
be happier. We thought we'll be a sad-looking man when you get into politics. You'll have a frown. I have a smile instead. At least inside, I feel a brilliant light inside me.
Could you give us some idea of the kind of caution they advocate in relation to perceptions out there that you are this or that, and how you handle that when you come into the political arena, not films?
Any arena, you must assert yourself, go that route, and if you're proven wrong, be ready to take responsibility and say, you're sorry, but I'll take the right route again. I've seen examples, great examples in Gandhiji, and I've seen examples of not believing in something, but then for the good of the country, help the man do something which is going in the right direction. Ambedkar is a great example.
Yes.
Where he disagreed with Gandhiji, but when it came to writing the Constitution and he was given the responsibility, he obeyed like a slave.
Yes.
Literally worked for it day and night. And that's the attitude.
Which brings me to something perhaps close. Your great friend Rajnikant,
Yeah.
and he has other ideas maybe, we don't know quite where, but he's not taken this path. But recently there was a function where there was a lot of fraternity, although no clear political outcome from there. Would you like to take this audience? I don't want to create any news or controversy.
No, please do. See, it's a question of, the reason why I'm here, sir, is to convince you. Likewise, I'll try to convince my friend as well. And I will want him to help Tamil Nadu, because Tamil Nadu has helped him. So I want all of us to invest in Tamil Nadu, whatever means that you have. And he is very proudly a Tamilian now, wherever he is born, and he should invest. That's what I'll try to convince him with. And he is of that mindset. Many times we have agreed to disagree. So it's our style, our choice of films, and my love for cinema is different to the love he has for cinema.
So how did you maintain this good relationship?
It was decided. We agreed on one point that we'll set an example. And I'm quite surprised that these guys who have not even reached 30, both of us, made that decision that we are going to be the next after those two big guys. So we better be deserving of that position. And we made the decision that we will not allow any small squabbles to be. Disagreements we'll do in public and announce those very nicely, gently.
Yeah. That bell reminds me that we have 5 minutes for me in this conversation, and then there'll be some time for questions, maybe 10 minutes or so. Your party program, what are the key issues that you're going to work on? I know women's safety is one.
Yes. See, I'll talk about women because empowering women is one word that confuses me. Women are empowered. They know the strength. To quote from mythology, it is like convincing Hanuman to cross the sea. They don't know. Why they are being like that is something, it's a longer book to write. It could create great literature. We will work, and as I said in our party program, we think from space to the paddy fields, women should get equality, wages to begin with. I don't see why man is paid more than women in there are very few industries, so that we have somebody here who tries to equalize that. But it should become the order of the day. Mrs. Uma Devi, when I told her this, she said, no, not in my factory. That's Uma Devi. So, I mean, we should have more of those people, and it should go into the agrarian field, as well as in space. And they need not ask, they know how to run. All houses are run by women. It's an old joke where the husband says, I run the house and I have my wife's permission to say so. So that's how all households are run. They are empowered, they must understand it, and we don't need to translate it to them. We just have to remind them, because they're too busy making homes, they don't know that they need just a little suggestion to empower them. And we will do that. Unemployment is something we won't crib about, but do something about. Skill set, according to us, is a great solution, one great solution. Because this monoculture of creating lakhs and lakhs of lawyers and engineers and it'll end up being that engineers will be willing to drive cars for you take the garden shears or the haircutting scissors because it's paying more. And it's true. And finally, a hairstylist in a metropolitan city like this can easily earn from 50,000 to 1 lakh a month. That's the truth, because out of 7.5 crores, even ladies trim their hair now. That includes those with the male pattern alopecia. they still need a haircut. So that's a great opportunity. This infra-dig about profession should stop, and we will propagate that.
Dignity of labor.
Dignity of labor.
You said earlier.
Yeah, it must be inculcated, and we will do it. And our agrarian society, there's a friend of mine who said, if you find gold and diamonds underneath and over the ground, if it is agriculture going on, do not meddle with that. You can't eat gold and diamonds. So we will take care of agriculture and use new implements. The farmer has to be, once again, like the ladies, he has to be empowered into believing that it could be a lucrative business. It's our duty to make agriculture a lucrative business, which we are not. We turned our face away from it. And education is another part we'll have to take seriously and not take this little pats on the shoulder from the center where we believe that we are good. It's a myth, and we will not go.
So on that note, we'll turn it over for questions from, I believe there were questions that came online.
That's right. So we have 4 or 5 questions that came online, and then we'll also open it out. We did invite a few questions. I'm sorry, many of you did not give your last names, so I'm going to identify you as you did. Abhishek, ADMK Chennai Central Youth Secretary is, I think, in the audience. Abhishek, we'll get a mic to you. Okay, sure.
Hello, sir.
Okay, we'll get a mic that works to you.
Good evening.
Yeah. That side, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Tamillian Kekala.
Kandipa Kekala. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Ram sir, as well. My name is Abhishek Angusamy. I am a first-generation entrepreneur.
Could you please come here? Because,
Sure.
I'd also like to read lips.
Yes. So I'm a first-generation entrepreneur and a politician as well. I started my political career when I was at the age of 18. That is because there was no politician from my entire family. So I wanted to do that, and my parents supported it as well. Now I'm 30 years old. I'm the current Deputy Secretary for South Chennai Youth Wing, AIDMK. I handle around 600 youth clubs. Okay, apart from that, the vision towards to give back to the society was always in my mind. And you have been always a great inspiration to me, sir. Even during my college days, there were comments thrown on me, you'd play Kamal Haasan. Because once when I tried to play guitar and drums together, like Hausa did, you'd play Kamal Haasan. Like that, you have always been an inspiration to me. So when I joined politics, you were not there. And now, since you are into politics, what will be your step towards inspiring people like me? When we joined, you were not there. But now there's an opportunity. But I'm very much happy and most proud to be in my party. There has been very good reforms which have been discussed to us by our seniors.
Shall we stay with the question so that there's time?
So the question is very simple. What is your step towards inspiring young politicians like me who are waiting for a very good opportunity to give back to the society?
To inspire someone like you, let's say, let's start with person-to-person change. வேலு நாயக்கர் மாதிரி நல்லவனா கெட்டவனான்னு கேட்டா தெரியலையாப்பான்னு நீங்க பதில் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்க முடியாது. You will have to decide. You have to do it from the right side. I don't mean the political right. From the right side.
On the contrary? On the contrary.
No, I'm openly saying that you should come to us.
Sure, sir.
There is no hide and seek, sir. I don't want the power of youth to be frittered away. Unite, come to one direction.
You can do it right away if you want.
No, we wouldn't like to embarrass you. Go back. The same parents who advised you that it's good to go into service of the people will again give you the right advice. But you should decide what is right and wrong and not say like, you must know. And it's very simple, sir. The answer is very simple.
If there's been one or two reforms, what do you want to do, sir, immediately right away when you are being chosen as a leader? The immediate reform, what do you want to do to the society, for youngsters?
I will lead by example. That's the first reform. That the other person in my party should feel that I cannot do this because this man is not doing it. And it'll have to permeate. It sounds like utopia. It is not. You see my film sets as compared to other film sets. Mine will have a little more discipline. No, not a little more, a lot more discipline than other sets. You won't hear the cacophony of human voices. There'll be a lot of silence and only pertinent people will raise their voice. That can be done. And I need everybody's help to do it. They ask me, you're not a politician, how will you do it? That's the very reason why I will win.
Next, please, next.
Mr. Balachandran from the IAS, I think. We'll get a mic to you.
Yeah, it works also.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Ram.
Good evening.
I am impressed with what you
Do speak
We can't
into
hear
the
you.
mic.
We
yeah.
can't hear you.
Is it okay?
That way.
Speak into the, hold it, yeah.
Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Mr. Haasan, I am impressed with what you said that you will be an honest politician. It's very important. I was born in Tamil Nadu. I am a Tamil. I was president of Delhi Tamil Sangam. I am lifetime honorary president of Calcutta Tamil Mandram, despite the fact that for 35 years I lived outside Tamil Nadu. The society has given a lot to me. The society has given a lot to me, and I should give back to the society. Now, when you say that you want honesty to be an uncompromising principle, in real life, if you were to become CM of Tamil Nadu, certainly that chair is not what Shankar and Arjun showed. It's much more complex. It's not sufficient to have an idea, though the idea is from where everything should start. Like one of the Tamil poets said, in the நாட்டில் தண்ணீர் பள்ளங்களை ஏமாற்றிவிட்டு மேடுகளை நோக்கியே பாய்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. It's a fact. When you decide to be honest, do you have an action plan how to ensure that honesty in the system? Because that's much more important.
Okay.
Brutally. Honesty sometimes has to be brutal, but I don't mean blood and gore or punitive measures. Simply tell them that you have to be honest or clear the field for others who are honest. And if you ask me whether it's possible, I tried it in my film. I'm the only actor, probably barring a few others, maybe in India, I don't know, who pays his taxes. I don't touch black money. They said, you're a fool. You can never, ever succeed. In this business, I am still there, standing. And this is one such example. There are many in my field which may be too technical for you, this crowd to understand, but it is possible, sir. And people like you will have to give me advice on how to systemize it. When they can systemize corruption, we can systemize honesty as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Latha, President of the IIT Alumni Association. Latha, can we get a mic to you, please? Yeah. Hello. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Latha Venkat, the Executive Director of the IIT Madras Alumni Association. Good evening. It's very interesting that you started, when we spoke about reimagining the state, to talk about women and youth. So we spoke about empowering them. So what is the ecosystem that we are really looking, and what is the support for women and youth to join your party so that we feel more empowered?
welcome.
Thank you.
That's the first support that we can tell you. Please do come. And you need to populate Makkal Needhi Mayam with your kind. So please, that is the first request from our side. And ideas, I've not come here with the full answers. We are still work in progress. You can add to it. So invest in Tamil Nadu. Reimagining is also reinvesting into Tamil Nadu. So invest into Tamil Nadu. And let me tell you, these set of politicians are not going to be wanting to be partners in your business. They want you to be partners in the glory and wealth of Tamil Nadu. It's the other way around, where we are not going to ask for a cut in your business to make it flourish. We want you to do business, that's all, and we'll facilitate it, and Tamil Nadu will become rich. And that's our plan. And the same kind of plan can be implemented with women and their empowerment. You come in here, you give us ideas, disagree with us and agree with us, and we will formulate, come, and what is now just a nebulous thought will become a solid action, and we can go forward with that. So we have women in the party, but that's not enough. So we want to populate the party with more women. I'm used to, I was born and brought up in a house full of women, and I'm used to seeing women holding the key, literally. So I'm quite comfortable with that idea. So you won't find a chauvinist in me. And most of the members in our party. Those who are not, we are converting them very fast.
Mr. Sharfuddin, Director of Grimson Industries. Okay.
Check.
Thank you.
Hi. I'm Sharfuddin Sheikh, Director of Crimson Organics, Kadalur. 35 years of oil and gas experience all over the world. This is from me. Hi, Kamal. You're a talented artist, you're a beautiful artist, and a varied experience and expressions. I've always admired you in my life, possibly from my youngerhood. Now I see you entered in politics. Having handled so many very good things in your field so far, I think possibly I'll assure you are the most talented person. As a mentor for me, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, who is the best chief minister, as I feel, maybe others are different. I'll like to have you as the next chief minister like Arvind. Now, putting myself in a small piece of mind, and so many entrepreneurs are around me, I'd like to ask you a small question. What do you think your vision for small, medium, or large entrepreneurs and industrialists to support you?
See, as I told you, my strategy is something others don't have. You will have to support me because I'm going to be honest, which means more profit for you, sir. I'm not going to ask 30% from for you to start a business. The going rate won't be our rate. We will not go that direction. So it's a fantastic idea to have a party like this facilitating your business. You will be twice as rich with your business, and so also Tamil Nadu. That is the only, I'm not enticing you with it. I'm promising you that.
No, yeah, that's offline. Yeah.
Our next question did not come on the internet, but I do know Suhasini Maniratnam is here and she has a question. Suhasini.
Oh, is she here?
Both of you know my face, but I'll still like to show it. Hello, N.Ram, and hello, Kamal. It was really nice to hear from Kamal about my grandfather and my great-grandfather. And everything he said is true. We never knew about caste till we went out and somebody pointed out our caste. So thank you to our family. My question to Kamal is, we're all very proud Tamils. I mean, reading the report, India Today. But today was a very sad day. I don't know how many of you went out and looked at the ration shops. There were long queues to collect the 1,000 rupees, and I'm truly ashamed. It is not just the poor people who were there, but people who are well off were all going. Maybe it's your right to go and take the money, but how are you going to bring in honesty with the 7 crore of people? At least 6 crore of them are like that, ready to take money. Because we run an NGO and there are 350 women. All that we try is tell them not to take money for votes, not to take money for any favors. But I don't think we are succeeding. It's very, very difficult to take it out of their system because they say in the next street they've given 3,000 rupees. For us, they gave only 2,000 rupees. So how is it? How are you going to change the mindset of 6 crore people who are ready to take money?
I don't know. How do you convince anybody not to be a criminal? Because the outcome is not going to be great afterwards. The sollidam, you can say, the moral of a woman, ethics of a man, all that you cannot convince because instant gratification, you cannot argue with it. We will go with it. But then you'll have to convince them that they are being offered peanuts. There is more to come, and we can offer you that. You'll have to counter the offer with a better offer they deserve. To make them understand it, you will have to be the mouthpiece. We all have to do that. Because you start with your household, convince them, that's the best way to do it. The labor should be paid. If you increase that, the corruption will decrease in his area. You'll have to pay him well. If we try to, there's a song I've written in a Tamil film. You just give that keera. But you're not worried about the petrol, that cost that they've levied on your head, where the millions, crores are gone down into somebody else's till, which is duly my money. I will run 3 Tamil Nadus. That is what you'll have to convince the people. You're siphoning off money which is theirs and then making them look like queuing up like beggars. Now, the opposition party created a ruckus. Kamal Haasan மக்களை பிச்சைக்காரர்கள் என்று சொல்லிவிட்டார்கள். என் வீட்டில் இருக்கிறவங்க அதை செஞ்சால் கையை தட்டி விடுவேன் நான். என் பிள்ளைகள் போய் கையை நீட்டி யார்ட்டையாவது கேட்டாங்கன்னா கேட்காத உனக்கு என்ன வேணும் நான் கொடுக்குறேன்னு சொல்லுவேன். அதே கோபத்தில் தான் நான் அதை சொல்கிறேன். We will not allow our people to go that direction. We'll have to convince them, bring them home.
Let me ask both of you one question. If you had a powerful film focused sharply on anti-corruption theme, exposing ministers, officials, policemen, and so on, how will you fare with the Board of Censors?
Again, now, they used to be Board of Censors, then they became the Certification Board. I think slowly they are reasserting their censorship rights. And we changed it through the fraternity to make them just a certification board.
Yes.
You have no right to tell us what to tell my people. Don't treat them like children. And you just certify it. They agreed, but now they're coming back to the censor portion. It is a vicarious, oblique attack on us.
Thank you.
We had this tax-free issue, which is sorted out because of GST. The tax-free that the previous 2 governments were giving for the film, which was creating a huge problem, that was sorted out by GST. Censor is an issue. I would like to add that Reimagining cannot be made today.
That's
Yeah,
exactly.
and
I made
Roja
it in a
and
hurry
Bombay
because I
also.
forecasted this day.
Irvar or Roja or Bombay cannot be made today. It will not pass the census. It's a sad state.
Thank you.
We have one final question. Arjun Shetty, CEO of Bank Bazaar. Okay, you're here, Arjun. Great.
Hello, sir. Enormously proud of all the great work you've done in Tamil cinema. You know, in your movies, you've made us laugh, you've made us cry, you've made us enormously passionate. Now, when I hear your agenda of women's empowerment, agricultural, skill development, it is very, very appealing, I think, to the educated, right? But it feels like to win in elections in Tamil Nadu, you need to appeal to the passions. You need to have the same type of slogans that the right uses to energize the masses, right? When I hear you speak, you're enormously erudite, but you don't energize the passions when you speak here the way you do in your movies. Do you feel like your communication strategy when you appeal to the masses is going to be different? Like, what does it take to win an election in Tamil Nadu? Because it feels like everyone who wins, they appeal to someone's passions deeply.
When my movie wins, it's because of the communication. So the same techniques will be used here. The conversation and my pitching in this audience will be totally different as compared to what I will do in the rural Madurai area. You have not heard it because we don't get the best of exposure in the media as we should have. We can't all start a channel of our own. But then you, sir, could be that ambassador to understand, just at least tune in on certain areas, because you cannot totally black us out, because the digital media gives us a platform. That is why I went to Big Boss. I don't know whether you watch it, but that is a subcutaneous communication with my voters. And there'll be many more. And the slogans, like I told you, you don't expect the cliches from me. The approach won't be cliche. It'll be different, but it'll do the job. We are working on it, and there's no holding back or there's nothing infra-dig in reaching out and embracing my people. There's nothing less about it, it's more. So I will, if you have a suggestion, if you think, if it's don't stop with criticism, give us a suggestion, and we'll take it, because we want to go forward, and we want to win this. So we'll do it the right way, not compromise anything, but try to compress all good ideas into one box and then bring it out of the box, literally.